FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 3, Episode 16. Channel everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy what we've got on offer today. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and spending it with me again. I really do appreciate it. And if you are a returning viewer and have yet to subscribe, or you're even new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell icon beside it to all notifications, and then that way you won't miss out on any future posts. Alright, now you'll have to excuse my chair. It's a little bit squeaky today. My daughter decided yesterday that she would just spin around on it, and it's made it squeaky, so I do apologise for that. We have a few things to get through today. I have worked on 5 projects, I think it is. Technically we have a finish, but it's not a finish, if that makes sense. I'm also going to show you some diamond painting finishes and fully finishes. I haven't done much diamond painting in the last 2 months because I've been busy doing other stuff, bag making and all that sort of stuff, so I haven't really got around to it. I have been working on my big drangling one, but I'm thinking that I'm probably just going to show you all the little stuff that I've been working on in my FlossTube for the foreseeable future. Probably for the next couple of months. I'm just doing some rearranging and restructuring in what I'm doing and all that sort of stuff, so that I need an extra day in the week, so I'm dropping my diamond painting video, and but I will come back to it. I will get back to it later on, probably in about 2 months or so. So for the meantime, I will show you what I'm working on and what I've finished and all that sort of stuff, or what has come in as far as haul for that sort of thing in my FlossTube. And I'm also going to be showing some other crafty stuff in my FlossTube as well, so such as quilt blocks, or things that I've made on tutorials, or things that I'm making for prompts over in the Facebook group, and things like that. So yeah, so it's sort of gonna, FlossTube is still going to be predominantly about cross stitch, but there is going to be other crafts in that. So if you're only here for cross stitch, I'll be doing the cross stitch at the front end of the video, and then all the other crafts will come towards the end of the video. Sometimes I've just got to do that. I've just got to do a little bit of restructuring, and then that way I can you know, fit more things in. So I just need that extra day for sewing and all that sort of stuff for the next couple of months, because, and this is the reason why, is because we have another row by row happening. Our quilt along that we did last year for our row by row, we are actually going to be doing another one this year, but this time it's going to be autumn themed. So I'm in the process of filming that, so that's why I need that extra day. So I'm, you know, editing more and all that sort of stuff. So, but I don't have all the details for the row by row at this stage. That will be a separate video that I will do, and I will post it up. You can join in here. You don't need to be part of the Facebook group, and you don't need to be following me over on Instagram, but although that would be great if you did both of those. But the videos, like last time, will be here. Alright, so let's get into the cross stitch stuff on the things that I've worked on. I'm going to start with whips. I can tell you now I have no cross stitch haul, although technically this is a cross stitch haul, maybe. We'll get to that. I do have some hauls. So one's diamond painting, and another thing that I'm using for cross stitch, but it's technically not a cross stitch haul, if that makes any sense at all. Probably not. Alright, so I've worked on a few things, and as I said, I do have a finish, but it's not a finish. I guess that doesn't make sense to you either, does it? I'm just crazy today. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, the first one that I worked on was Winter Warmth by Little Dove Designs. Now, these are adorable. I've only just recently come across Little Dove. I think I first seen this over on Instagram. someone had done these, and I went searching, and Little Dove Designs has some beautiful charts and whatnot, and I'm so looking forward to doing these. I've got 2 on the go at the moment. I won't be starting anything new this year, so if you're new here, I am not doing any new starts this year. I have 63 whips, and so throughout the year, if you're joining me, this is the challenge that I'm doing. I'm doing it with No New Starts Facebook group, and so the challenge for me is to not start anything. So I'm doing a tier called Work My Whips, and that's what these are all falling into. So these were all started either last year or in the last couple of years, because I've only been cross-stitching since 2019. I think I started in May of 2019, maybe June, May or June, I think it was. And so I haven't been stitching for very long, but I seem to be the person that starts all the things and never finishes anything. So this year I've decided that I am doing no new starts, and I'm getting some stuff finished, and I've already had one finish for this year, and that is in the video, and I'll link that up here so you can go and see that finish from last week. Alright, so this one is called Winter Warmth. As I said, it's from Little Dove Designs, and this is what it's going to look like. So cute. I absolutely love it. And I got some more stitches in it. I spent a couple of hours on this last Friday. Now I've got stuff everywhere, so I need to hoof that over there. I spent a couple of hours on this while I was chit-chatting. So I actually got a fair few stitches into it. I'm stitching this on, now I've got it written down today. It's 18 count aider. It is Storm. I'm using CCX Threads. And I started this on the 30th of December. Okay, and the CXC threads are a little bit, they're colour matching to DMC, so they're the same colours basically. They might be slightly lighter or slightly darker, but they're essentially the same colours, and they're just slightly thicker than DMC threads, so I find them a little bit nicer to use on the aider as opposed to, sorry, I've just got threads everywhere. You won't be able to see what I've stitched because I have threads basically everywhere, although a few of them I can't move. Alright, so as I said, I'm stitching this on a fabric called Storm. This is hand dyed by me, so that is the colour of it. It's like a bluey grey, so like storm clouds. Okay, and you can see there's some nice mottling on it, and that's what I've got done. So last time you've seen this, which was in my whip parade, I had done the border, and I had done a couple of rows of the grass and the trees. So I finished off this, and then I started the roof of the little shed. And I did that in a couple of hours last week. And it was to fit one of the prompts for Daily 30 in one of their fortnightly challenges. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving how it is actually quite quick to stitch. It's not too hard. There's a lot of there is a few color changes coming up. I'm loving the border. The border is absolutely adorable, and I think that's what drew me to the piece, and the colors as well. And I think it's going to look absolutely amazing on that. I'm also doing Autumn Glow from them as well on a hand dyed fabric. So look at me going on the colored fabrics. If you're new here, I've always had a bit of an aversion to the colored fabrics, and I'm still quite subdued in my color choices. Like, they're very still like earthy toned and a little bit subtle and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying working on them. I'm thinking that there's a lot more color in my future. All right, so the next one that I worked on was my Heaven and Earth. I only worked on one Heaven and Earth. I did have intentions of working on 3 this week, but as I said, I've been first week back at work where I've been making and all that sort of stuff, and so time just got away from me, and I was a little bit tired at the end of the day. So this is Red Dragon. This one is my high priority piece. That's all I'm going to say today because my daughter's in there and I can't talk about it because it's a present for her and she can't know. So yeah, it's a high priority piece. I have a few years to get this done, but I'm trying to work on this at least every day. At the moment I'm getting to it every second day, and I've been stitching up in this area. So for those returning viewers, yes, we're still on the same color. 939 is a dark blue. And I've got some more in. So you can see the picture here of where I was last week, and I've got some more in. So I've been working up in here, But you can see we're starting to leave some bigger gaps, and we're moving further. So this is the outline of the tree, and so we're moving further into the tree. We're starting to come, like all through here is going to be this green here. So yeah, and some black and whatnot. So we are starting to come into colors. I am almost to, I think I've got another row to go, and I'm at the page 2. This is the bottom of the pages. So I don't really have much to go to before I get a page finish, and I'm at 6.37%. And I've been trying to work on that every day for at least 30 minutes, and I've been getting probably every second day this week. All right, the next one that I worked on, and this one is a new craft to me. It is Hearthanger. If you've been around for a while, you know that this has been floating around for a couple of months now. I started it towards the end of the year. I was inspired to start this by Gail Phillips, and also an article that I wrote in Down the Rabbit Hole magazine, Needlework, a closer look. It was in the last issue, no, the issue before. So it was in the spring issue of Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. And so basically I took a closer look at Hearthanger, and it really, I've always admired it, and I've always thought it was absolutely fabulous, and I'd love to give it a go one day. And like needlework, essentially, like embroidery I've done for ages and stuff like that, but other forms of needlework I haven't really delved into that world. So this was doing that article and doing the research and learning about it inspired me to give it a go. And to be honest, I cannot believe how easy it is. Well, for the cluster blocks anyway. It's pretty easy. So I'm not showing you any charts, no. So that's what the piece that I'm working on. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. So at the moment I'm just doing the cluster blocks. I haven't got to the dove's eye yet or anything like that, or cutting out, because obviously that all comes at the end. And the reason that I can work on this, that I'm working on this year, and I've actually declared it as a whip in No New Starts, is because it's got cross stitch in it as well. So yeah, I can put that in. So it's still on the scroll, but this is what I have done. So last time you've seen it, I had done this, and I think I'd shown you I'd done the flower. So I did this all the other night, and yeah, so it's looking good. I really do enjoy it, like the rhythm of it and all the rest of it. And it's really good because it makes you think about how you're finishing on the back, so it looks neat and tidy and all the rest of it. But it is going to look absolutely fabulous when it's finished. So far, so good. No counting mistakes. I have counted, triple checked, and yeah, quadruple checked, and all the rest of it. So I'm looking forward. I've got a few other designs that I want to do as well. Some cushions for my bedroom, and bedside table stuff, and all that sort of stuff. I really enjoy it. I really find it relaxing. It's not as stressful as like you still got to count and all the rest of it, but it's just really rhythmic, and I just really love doing it, and I'm looking forward to getting more into it. And yeah, like, and it's all new to me, so it's like I have to think at the moment of what I'm doing and all the rest of it. And like, I've not done dove's eyes before, so that's going to be interesting to see those. And as you can see, I've started doing the flowers, and like this has still got to come out here a little bit and down here a little bit more, but yeah, for the most part it's yeah, it's looking good. And I'm just stitching this on the recommended, so it's a white 22 count Hearthanger fabric. Oh, and my Heaven and Earth designs, for those that are new here, I stitch all my Heaven and Earths on the Easy Grid 28 count head stitch, 2/1. All right, so the next one that I worked on, and I worked on this a lot this week, and that's why I haven't got many whips. I spent a lot of time on this, at least 3 nights I spent on this. And the and only for a couple of hours, because as I said, I'm back at work this week and I've just been really tired. So I've been going to bed and reading and just relaxing a little bit. So this one is called Christmas in Quilt, and it's by Ciro and I probably butchered her name again, but we're just going to accept the fact that I don't know how to say her name, and that's how I'm going to say it. So this is what it looks like. Now, we had an issue with this, and this is actually this is my oldest whip. I think I've got one other actually, but I'm not working that this year because I still don't know whether I want to finish it or not. I made a huge mistake in that, and that's a story for another day. So this one here, I got this as a kit from AliExpress, and this was before I realized that they were not from the designer, that they had stolen the design and all the rest of it. Okay, but I have since learnt that, and it was called Christmas Traditions on there, but I have since learnt that this is actually called Christmas in Quilt, and who the designer is and all the rest of it. And I have brought a ton of her charts and all the rest of it, because I felt so bad that I purchased this from AliExpress. But anyway, what happened was it came with the fabric, and I orientated the fabric the wrong way. And so what I started over here and I stitched it, and I started stitching here, and then basically I realized that I was getting closer and closer to this edge, and I thought, oh my goodness, I think I've orientated it the wrong way. When I did the calculations, and I just use an app to work out what size fabric I need and all the rest of it. When I did the calculations, I had orientated the wrong way. So I was really worried that it wasn't going to fit on there. So I decided, I worked on this last week for a prompt in Magickal Stitches, and I thought, you know what, I really need to stitch this border across and see if I've got enough room, and then stitch it down one side to make sure I've got enough room down the other way. So I did that. I spent most of the week on that, 3 nights this week, and I'm happy to say that we have, and this is still in the scroll bar, and hopefully I can get it all on camera, but we have enough room. So I've got plenty of room down this way. See, it was supposed to go, the top border was supposed to go down that way, so it was supposed to be orientated like this. But yeah, so anyway, I have enough room. Now I don't know whether I'm going to have enough room to frame it. That is still, the jury is still out on that. But just looking at that, I might be able to just squeeze it in. So I've got 2 inches on this side, and I've only got about 1.5. Oh, actually, I've got 2.5 inches on this side, and I think I've only got 1.5 on the other side. But it's in, and I'm going across the bottom, so it's all going to fit on there. So now I can proceed without worrying that I'm going to get to the side and not have enough room and have to drop block. And I'm glad that I sort of sat on this for a while, because I did sit on this for a long time and not do anything with it. I started this back in at the end of May or beginning of June of 2019, and pretty much I did that first block in that first month, and then I haven't touched. I started going across, and then I realized my mistake, and I haven't touched it because I just love it so much. It's such a beautiful chart, and it's so, and I want to frame it and put it up on the wall, because I mean, look at that, that is just gorgeous. So I finished this one here, and I started over here, and but now I can comfortably just go for it. I know that I've got enough down the bottom, and there's plenty of room for everything. I'm almost finished that border, so I've still got another color to go into that bottom border, but I can go across. So my plan is probably just to come back up here now and start finishing off these blocks and all the rest of it. So I'm really happy that I took the time this week to find out, so now I can proceed with it and know that I'm going to be able to fit everything on there. So yay! All right, so the next one that I worked on, and it has fallen on the floor, so bear with me for just one moment. Okay, so the next one that I worked on was a Snow Village. Okay, and this one is my technical finish. All right, so I started this, and it's a restart, and I'm doing it on one piece of fabric, and I'm doing it, I'm going to finish it as a cushion, because I was going to do it as ornaments, and I'm like, my house is not that big, so I don't have a lot of space to put flat folds and all that sort of stuff, and you know, my tree would be covered with cross-stitch stuff, and it'd probably end up falling over. So I took a step back, didn't get caught up in the, you know, all the things that people do and stuff like that. Took a step back and what's going to work for me. So I've decided that I'm going to do, there's a couple of these that I'm going to do as cushion covers because they're easier to store. They can come out for the season. I can, you know, I can just put them away when it's finished because they only come out for a couple of weeks in my house because I have a tradition where the Christmas tree doesn't go up until the 19th and it comes down on the 31st of December. And basically that's I observe the 12 days of Christmas, and the 12 days of Christmas for me is from the 19th to the 31st because that is working within the Christmas period. And yeah, and that's what I do. So I've always done that. It's just been a family tradition. So, and I still do. And even this year I thought, oh, you know what? I'll put it up earlier to enjoy it a bit. Like I had decorations out here and stuff. I thought I'll put it up earlier and I just couldn't do it. Like even the girls said, you just can't do it, can you, Mum? I'm like, no, because I've been doing it for a lifetime. So this is the one that I've worked on. This is called the Snowflake Sedan. Okay, it is by Country Cottage Needleworks and it's called Snow Village. I'm stitching this on 16 count Aida. It is hand dyed by me, and this color is called Lagoon. So you can see there it is very blue. Okay, that's pretty. It's probably a little bit lighter than that. It's not as vibrant as it's looking. Let me see if we can get it out. Yeah, about there. But yeah, I've got that completely finished now. So that's all done. And now I'm going to move on to the next block. So basically they'll keep moving across. And yeah, so I got all that finished. I think I finished that on Sunday. And the other one that I was going to work on was Halloween in Quilt. But because I worked on Christmas in Quilt, I decided that I wanted to get that done. And so I've moved that to next week. All right, so some other things that I've been working on. We're going to... That's pretty much it for my cross stitch. Okay, that's all I've done this week. And so we're going to talk a little bit about haul that I've got. So as some of you know, I get a diamond painting club and a few other things and all the rest of it, but I decided that I was going to hold off on my spending, only get stuff that like a stitch from stash, basically, craft from stash. Within reason, sometimes I have to buy stuff and all the rest of it because I've run out or whatever. But I'm trying to, for some of the things that I'm doing this year, I'm doing a quilt block challenge A to Z. I'm doing a sewing challenge, although I haven't done the last couple of prompts because I've got so many scissor covers and zipper pouches that are coming out my Yoo-hoo. I don't need any more, so I didn't make those. So some of the things that I'm doing for those challenges, I'm stitching from my scrap bin and my leftover FAC waters and all that sort of stuff. So I've got all that sort of happening. But I'm getting diamond. I was part of a Easy Whims diamond painting club last year, and I'm continuing on this year with that. And other than that, I'm not buying any charts. They'll have to be pretty special for me to buy them. Don't worry, I'm still shopping and I've got stuff sitting in my Etsy cart and all that sort of stuff, but I'm trying to budget a little bit more because I want to finish off the studio. I want to get a few things finished. Our Christmas plans didn't go to plan to getting stuff done in the studio because I'm halfway through renovating at the moment. I've got to get some more shelves, I've got to move some stuff around, I've got to get some more lighting and all that sort of stuff. So I'm on a bit of a tight budget at the moment, so I am just, yeah, I'm not buying any craft stuff. I've got enough, but I'm continuing on with my diamond painting one. And as I said, I am window shopping in a lot of shops and all that sort of stuff, and favorite shops and whatnot, and I'm putting them into the cart and just sitting on them, you know, and then rethinking before I impulsively buy is what I'm doing. But there was one thing, that an idea that I got off I think Gail got it from somewhere else, and then she was talking about it last week when we were talking, and she showed me, and I believe Jenny also, a friend of ours that we stitched with on Friday night, I think she also grabbed one as well. But it is called 1 Line a Day, 5 Years of Memories. So I purchased this. I just love the colour of it, and the like, yeah, that looks like cross stitch fabric, dyed cross stitch. But anyway, I got this, but what I'm actually using it for is for logging what I work on each day. So how many hours and stuff like that. And then it's for 5 years. So it's one book for 5 years, and that's all I have to worry about. So this stays in my little cart that I have set up in the lounge room, and I just jot down what I wrote, what I worked on, how many hours I worked on it. And then basically, as we were talking, we can go back through it. So I didn't work on anything last night, so I can just put I didn't work on anything last night. I actually spent time with my daughters, and we were playing games. Well, Savannah was talking and I were talking about books and stuff like that, and different things, you know, the classics and stuff like that, and how some of them we don't like and whatnot. And then I decided I was going to go to bed, and then Neeralee come out of her room, and we were talking, and we were just talking about things that we used to do in the car when we traveled, because we used to travel a fair bit living so far out, and games we used to play. And we started playing a game where a letter of the alphabet, and you had to name all the countries that you could think of, or places that you could think of, and it was quite funny. We ended up doing that for nearly 3 hours, and so I didn't go to bed until 1 o'clock, so no stitching got done. Book talk and that. But yeah, so basically you just write, so I've got 2022 written in there, and then you've got a couple of lines to write down your different things. And that's what I went back, and because I had another little diary that I was going to run out of room, it was just like a little notebook, and so I've gone back through and I've written everything down, and next year I'll do the same thing. And then over the next 5 years, but when I get to the end of it, I'll be able to see what I've worked on, what I've finished. I put finish beside it and stuff like that. So that is not really a cross stitch thing, but it's going to be used for cross stitch. The next thing that I got in haul was my Diamond Painting Club one, and this is my January box. So this is what the box looks like. Very celebration. And it's come with a couple of things. Where'd that thing go? Here it is. So it has in it this time a 3D squirrel, a jewelry pendant, and a couple of diamond paintings. Alright, so we'll start with the diamond paintings. Now, I'm not going to unravel these, but I'll show you like I normally do. So these, I got Fantasy and Surprise Me is what I've got. So this is like a dragon, very colourful. And the colours for that are this one. Very nice. I don't unwrap any of the colours, but you can see them. Nice colours in there. And then I got a wolf one. So that's really nice, that one. It's very realistic, that one, looking. And the colours for that are obviously very earth toned. So you can see there. And I'll leave a link down below where you can actually purchase this if it's something that you're interested in. Okay, so there's a wooden puzzle, and it's a 3D squirrel, because it gives you a couple of craft things as well. It also comes with like your wax and your diamond painting thing. And then we've got, oh, a quilled necklace. Oh, this will be interesting. So that's what that there, and it comes with everything that you need, all the papers in there and everything. So that's what that looks like. And it also comes with a circle ruler, like a ruler, so you can do your it's a quilling ruler, and it helps you to get your shapes and all that sort of stuff. So I can add that to my collection. And it looks like we have, this one I'm going to have to open up because you can't see it. So the other craft, we've also got a diamond painting craft in here as well, and it looks to be like a outdoor cushion maybe. So that's what it's going to look like. This one here. These are the colours that it comes with. Comes with its little boat, and so that I can put that through my sticker maker and basically use those labels on my storage. It is actually a zipper cushion cover, and this is the back fabric, so you could like cross stitch on that easily. but this is the cushion cover. So it feels like an outdoor one. Very much a decorative one, and it's just a partial, so you don't have to do any diamond painting up here. It's just this center bit here. So it's something that you'd sit on your bed or something like that. So that's that one. And the partials, they are pretty quick to do, and I usually do them on a weekend, Friday night or something along those lines. All right, so I'll just leave all that there and sort that out later. All right, the other things that I have got, and these are finishes from diamond painting. So you would have remember last year I finished my Day of the Dead girl, and Neroli was doing a Halloween cat. So the frames have come in. It's very windy here last night, and there seems to be dust everywhere. So basically Neroli was doing a Halloween cat, and we have a black cat called Arlo, and this very much looks like her. So the frame has come. This one I got with a mat board, so this is ready to hang up in the house now. Neroli likes doing diamond painting. Alright, that's that one. And then the other one was my Day of the Dead girl, and I have just put a simple frame around this one with no mat board, because my other Day of the Dead girl doesn't have a mat board. But she's done now. She's very beautiful, and I've started a new one, but I've only put like 15 drills down, so it wasn't even worth showing you. I'm going to get some more work done on that this week. But I'm loving it. It can go up on the wall now. I've just got to put some string on the back, and then we're good to go. We can hang it up. So they are my two full finishes of that. Okay, so I'm over in the Facebook group. I'm doing an A to Z challenge, and it is to do the quilt blocks from A to Z. So each block that you do, it has to either start A, B, C, D, and so forth and so on. So the first one that I did, and I actually did a YouTube tutorial for this one, and I'll link that up here. You'll be able to see that, and also down below. It is called Autumn Tints, and this is the block. It's not in autumn colors, but that's what I did it in. So this is the stuff that I'm going to be doing out of my scrap bin. So this was, I think there was like a fat 8 of this, so I'll be able to get a couple more blocks out of this one because it didn't require too much. But the only difference, the only thing is all my blocks will have a white background. I've got a bit of this fabric there, so I'm going to use as much of that as I can. And this is a 14-inch block once it's in a quilt. So at the moment it's measuring about 14.5 inches, I think, give or take. So yeah, so that is that there. And so if you're interested in making that block, or you want to join in the challenge, you can join our Facebook group down, the link is down below, or you could just make them and tag me over on Instagram as well, so you'll know what they are. And I'm going to try and make the blocks that I've chose. Most of them aren't on my channel, so they will have a video to them. So I'm going to try and do one every 2 weeks of those, and they're all going to be all different sizes. So they'll be and I've got a couple that are 30 inches, so there'll be a mini quilt. So because I mean I need another quilt, like I need a hole in the head really. And the other thing that I made this week, I made a heap of these cork key rings, and basically you can find the tutorial for that as well, linked down below and on the cards up above. And so you can make one of these. This is a no-sew one. Okay, and there's also a link underneath that video of where you can get all the supplies from as well. But how cute is that? Super easy, super quick to make. You only need scissors and a couple of little bits and pieces, and you're good to go. But that is everything that I've worked on this week, apart from a ton of project bags. I have worked on so many project bags this week, it's unbelievable. I've got another 10 on the cutting mat at the moment, so as you can imagine, I'm very busy sewing. I'm also doing some final touches and on a couple of other projects as well. And as I said, we do have our row by row coming soon. I will have more details in the next couple of weeks, because I'm just doing a couple of little tweaks on a couple of the blocks to make sure that they are the right blocks for the quilt. But it's looking fabulous so far, so hopefully you'll come along and join in the fun of that. If you joined our last one, you'll know what it's all about. I will put up the fabric requirements and all that sort of stuff. I will do a video letting you know over in the Facebook group and also in here. And yeah, we're gonna make another fabulous quilt. But as I said, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed everything that I've been working on. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and also a wonderful week if you only tune in on a Friday. and I will see you all again next time. So stay safe. Until then, bye for now.